Hi, this is not a garden grower video. I've often had people have asked me when they've watched my garden grower videos about why some of the movements I have in my body, why I don't walk properly. Well, I do walk properly for the way I walk, but for way up the situation I'm in. This side of my body has a form of paralysis down it, and that is from having suffered I had a stroke. I don't suffer a stroke. I just want to make this clear. I had a stroke 10 years ago this past Christmas, 2030. The stroke I had was in December 2003. I think there's a bit of a misconception about what happens when you have a stroke. People seem to think that you go paralysed down one side, but it's not really paralysed. It's a form of paralysis. You have feeling and everything. Like the feeling that I have in my arm and leg is accentuated because I got a lot of muscle atrophy, so muscles that are wasted. So the sensation is still in the limbs. But the one thing I want to say to people that have had strokes, if you've had one, then you've got to get away from the mindset that you're a sufferer, because so long as you have the mindset that you have suffered a stroke, then you're always going to have the concept that creeps in from the people I've spoken to that you can't achieve anything. You can achieve, but if you have the mindset, I'm a survivor, you will find ways to overcome the situation. And for me, what I had to do is I had to go back and find things that I could do. I went back. Fortunately, I've always been the type of person that's always had hobbies and done things for myself. I've always been the type of person that I don't like paying anybody to do anything. So I have what I call a left-hand man. My youngest son has become my left-hand man. And also part of my brains. One of the issues with a stroke, it's nothing more than a brain injury, and depending on how it affects the brain is how you, like the stroke that I had is on the right hand side, so it's affected the left hand side of my body. And one of the things I have noticed, if it affects the brain on the other side, I notice a lot of the people that have been affected that side have problems with speech. Well, I've never lost the gift of the gab, I can tell you that. I still can talk. I do that very well. Probably annoy a lot of people anyway, but yeah, just so people know, if you have a person in your family that's had a stroke, please work on the presence of mind that they are a survivor. Keep encouraging them that are a survivor, and get them to sort of, even if it's dragging out jigsaw puzzles, it doesn't matter what you get them to do. Try to encourage them to do new things every day. When I first had the stroke, I came out, they'd let me out on good behaviour for the weekends every now and again, if I'd been real good, you know. But what I found is I came home, and I have a love and passion for computers, always have had. I'd always build my own. I've never really got into buying them. But since I had the stroke, I've had to buy them. That's been a little bit of frustration. Because one of the problems I have after having had the stroke is my mouth doesn't seem to close properly on this side, and occasionally I'll dribble. And that can be a little bit embarrassing if you dribble down into the motherboard and you wipe the motherboard out of some part of the computer because you've just dribbled in it. It's not good for it. Saying that, I would come home on the weekends and I'd sit at that computer for 20 or 30 minutes and get myself mentally tired, and then go and lay down for 5-10 minutes, you know, just a short period of time. Sometimes it's only just long enough to close your eyes and just to relax your head. Then I go straight back into it. And what I've done, what I found for me personally, I did that even after I came out of hospital. I persisted in forcing myself. But at the end of the day, I've got to a point now where I can sit at a computer today, 10 years on, for 3 and 4 hours. Like, I'll edit this video when I finish with it, and all the other videos I have up on YouTube are videos that I've personally edited. I don't ask somebody else to do it for me, because it's part of what I like to do. And I'll sit there for 3 and 4 hours to make sure it's up the way I want it. But in that 3 or 4 hours, I might go and have a cat nap for 5 or 10 minutes, just to relax my mind, my brain. Because you've got to remember that if you have a brain injury, you actually are running on not your entire brain. So you're trying to retrain your brain. Your brain is nothing more than a muscle, and you literally cannot hammer it all day long. Even for somebody who's never had a brain injury, they need to take time out and relax. But if you've got a member of your family, try to encourage them to take up hobbies, do something. Just even if it's going out into the garden, do anything that they can do. Because there's a bit of a mindset, but sometimes I picked up that when somebody's had a stroke, they're going to go home and sit in a comfy chair and spend the rest of their life watching TV or something. But that's not a lifestyle. That would have to be. You might as well just stick them in a coffin if you're going to do that. So encourage them to take up hobbies. Go out and buy them jigsaw puzzles, even if you have to sit there with them for the first little while and help them put the puzzles together, you know. But I really want to get away from this thing. I hear so many people say that they call them stroke sufferers or a stroke victim. A victim is a mentality. A survivor is also a mentality. A survivor is somebody that's strong, you know, tough. They overcome. But a victim is somebody that's given in. So you please don't. This is not what anybody under any condemnation, but please get away from this concept where you talk to your family members, the people that you know, that they're a victim. You have to teach them that they're an overcomer. And in some cases that may take a lot of work. Well, anyway, I think I've rambled on about that long enough, but I'll keep posting things up because every day that I'm doing something, like I do my gardening, I'm progressing with something new. So we'll keep adding to these. Okay, appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks for watching my channel. Bye.